This is a major day in the world of Texas high school sports. In just a few hours, the UIL, that's the governing body of sports and academic competition in the state, will release its latest realignment.
This is a huge undertaking. It happens every 2 years. The goal is to divide Texas schools by size and location. NBC5's Ben Russell is live this morning with what this means and what we can expect. And a lot of people were interested in what UIL has to say, Ben.
All eyes in the Texas high school world will be on this announcement that's set to come out at 9 o'clock this morning. For the uninitiated, for the casual fan, perhaps, of the Friday Night Lights, you can think about what's going to happen today like the NCAA basketball tournament's Selection Sunday, when that bracket that everyone is familiar with gets released. Except there's a major difference, because to scale that 68-team basketball tournament that gets released for a tournament that'll happen across 1 month's time, instead the UIL, the University Interscholastic League, is trying to organize more than 1,200 Texas high schools for regular and postseason competition from the single A level on up to the 6A level for the next 2 years. In terms of what's at stake with that, we reached out to the managing editor of the iconic publication, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, for some perspective on what's about to happen.
UIL realignment, you can make a real argument, is the biggest day of the Texas high school football calendar every 2 years. I think when realignment comes out, there's this tendency to look at your school and say, oh, that's a good draw for my school, or it's a bad draw for my school, or somewhere in the middle. But you've got to remember that all of these pieces have to fit into place. It's the UIL's job to take up more than 1,200 schools and divide them up into relatively similar size, and then divide them up relatively geographically close to one another. And that's a hard thing to do.
And here's just one case in point about that hard thing about this that he's talking about. McKinney North High School has been in District 7 5A Division I for the last 2 years. But instead of being matched with other nearby Collin County schools, it's instead been regularly traveling to schools in Forney, Lancaster, Mesquite, even Lufkin, Longview, and Tyler. And keep in mind, those longer bus rides aren't just for the once-a-week football game, they're also for the maybe multiple times a week volleyball and basketball games. So there is quite literally a lot riding on what's going to be announced today. Live in Frisco, Ben Russell, NBC5.